When a person opens their jaw, a groove opens up anterior to the tragus. Gallbladder 2 is located in this groove anterior to the infratragic notch. Gallbladder 12 is found just a few fen anterior and inferior to the extra point peaceful sleep. To locate gallbladder 20, palpate up the groove in between the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. As you get to the base of the occiput, you will find a nice depression. Gallbladder 20 is in the centre of that depression. Sanjiao 17 is located in the dip behind the earlobe. It's between the ramus of the mandible and the mastoid process. Be careful that you don't put this point on bone. It's in between the bones in a dip. When a person opens their jaw, a groove forms anterior to the tragus. Palpate in this groove and locate Sanjiao 21 in this groove anterior to the supratragic notch. When a person opens their jaw, a groove forms anterior to the tragus. Palpate into that groove and locate small intestine 19 in that groove anterior to the midpoint of the tragus. Sanjiao points on the forearm are best located with the arm laying flat on the bed and the elbow turned outwards. To find Sanjiao 5, come 2 sun proximal to Sanjiao 4 in between the radius and the ulna. You should be on the radial side of the tendon of extensor digitorum communis. If the person wiggles their fingers, this tendon will come into relief.
Large intestine 4, you're going to find the length of the second metacarpal bone. So running your finger down, finding the base, making sure that you're not actually on the carpal bones themselves, finding the midpoint of that shaft of bone, coming between the first and second metacarpals, nearer to the second than the first in the muscle.
Large intestine 10 is located 10 sun proximal to large intestine 5 on a line heading towards large intestine 11. Palpate along that line and fall into a nice groove in the muscle at 10 sun. Large intestine 11 is located at the midpoint between lung 5 and the prominence of the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Typically, this is at the end of the transverse cubital crease when the arm is fully flexed. Stomach 36 is located approximately 13 sun superior to the prominence of the lateral malleolus on the anterior border of tibialis anterior. The easiest way to find it is to palpate down the tibial tuberosity. Find the base of the tibial tuberosity and move slightly laterally until you fall into a nice dip on the anterior border of tibialis anterior. This point is also 3 sun inferior to the inferior border of the patella.